Armstrong, I will destroy you.
Introducing Vac-Man, Stretch Armstrong's arch enemy. Use the super-sucking vac pump to turn him into a mutating monster, then stretch him to villainous proportions. He stays that way until you press his cybernetic button. But will this be the end of Stretch Armstrong? Stay tuned. Vac-Man, Stretch Armstrong's arch enemy from Cap Toys. Who else?
Good morning. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Stretch Armstrong. That was a history of very weird toys and toys not living very long either. Because, well, let's face it, in the end, we all broke them, didn't we? I remember we had this science-y magazine back in Germany that would always bring these science-y build-it-yourself toys. And one day they brought a build-it-yourself Super Soaker, which was essentially just a rubber sleeve under extremely heavy pressure that you filled and then released pressure from. And I was so proud of that thing, and I filled it and then left it on the counter at my uncle's rich estate. It's like a weed baron somewhere in Germany with its own guards and fence and all this shit. And then my dad comes in and said that thing exploded and literally flooded his whole wooden floorboards. So yeah, these stretchy things, I don't think they ever worked out for me. After that, I didn't touch them. But yeah, how are you all today? I hope you're having a good start into your Thursday. For me, it's always pretty awesome because Thursdays are my Fridays. So when I stream tomorrow, I'm already in my weekend. And speaking of tomorrow's stream, if you aren't aware, I do have a schedule on my Discord. But tomorrow we're hopping over to Blade Runner, not the semi-okay remaster, but the original. So expect horrible graphics, a surprisingly ugly and yet beautiful looking game, and one of Westwood's original creations. So if you like the cheesiness of Command & Conquer and Lands of Lore, then you're definitely going to see more of that today. Also, if I am shivering a little, then I apologize today. It is so cold. Let me actually show you how cold. Because we currently have minus 17 degrees Celsius or 3 degrees Fahrenheit. And we live in a rather old building, so if I sound cold today, it is because I am. Oh, it's horrible. There are moments where I wish I could just stream from under a blanket with a controller in my hand. But unfortunately with today's game, that's gonna be a bit difficult. I don't even think it has controller support. So yeah, let's get to today's game. If you have been here on Tuesday, you already know what we've been playing. Dungeons 3, the Calypso creation that's somewhere between Warcraft, the RTS, and Dungeon Keeper. So let me just make sure the volume is okay. And then let's jump right in again. On Tuesday we did the first 3 levels. So let's see what we have today.
The Ash Spring Swamplands. While grimly Hammerhand's henchmen were looking for Talia and the Absolute Evil's army, they in turn were slowly marching through the gloom of the Ash Spring Swamplands towards the dwarven town of Steelsmith. This idyllic area provided the unique opportunity to secure additional allies. Undead.
Undead. I always like undead. So we get an Arcanium. where mana is stored and your demons can extract additional mana from the environment. Interesting, it doesn't even say we get new creatures. Yeah, here it said imps. It doesn't say undead here.
The Ash Spring Swamplands.
I hate the voiceover repeat.
Henchmen were looking for Talia,
so we gotta get completion.
Were slowly marching through the gloom of the Ash Spring Swamplands.
Awaken 98 undead.
Of Steelsmith. This idyllic area provided the unique opportunity to secure additional allies. Undead.
And conquer all graveyards in less than 25 minutes, so we do actually need to rush a little. Yeah, if we just sneakily go to the next webcam, I guarantee you this will look a lot better there. Nashville, Tennessee, 64 degrees and rain. Atlanta, 55. Give me a Florida there. Florida, 70 degrees. No shorts. I mean, in all fairness, yesterday I just had a conversation with Kit that 70 degrees in Florida just means that the tourists are gonna be in shorts and all the locals are gonna wear heavy suits and coats. So yeah, just be glad you're not in Denver right now. Ugh, don't like it. But yeah, let's get this one started, and then let's see if we actually do aim for a fast completion. I'm usually not a fast player. I'm more horizontal and circ rushing my opponents. Yeah, I think our high here today is around 10 to 14, and the low is somewhere around 0. It's... Oh, so we already...
Whilst elsewhere, Grimly's scouts took the trouble to turn every stone in their search for Talia, and I mean that literally. She was marching towards the town of Steelsmith, the seat of the Dwarven King. However, after a not in the least bit subtle hint from the not at all tactful Evil, she had taken a little detour through the Ash Spring Swamplands. Here, the ancient, cursed bones of long-forgotten soldiers lay uneasy in their graves, waiting only for the necessary nudge to finally rise and play the Talking Dead, or whatever it's called.
Play the Talking Dead.
Unfortunately, and of course purely coincidentally, Grimly, the racist Dwarven King, was also currently in Ash Spring.
Aye, chop more wood. I don't have enough resources. I want to build a barracks to hire knights and foot soldiers. I also need some for these palisades. Which idiot is responsible for this, please? My right toe could build a better defense on its own. Now, fix it. And over there, we'll build a watchtower. Or 2.
Yeah, very Warcrafty. I love the references. But real quick now, I have to ask, since you've been at the Denver airport, do you know all the stories about the Denver airport? Do you? For those that don't know, the Denver airport is set to be the home of the New World Order. And if you think that's a joke, it's not really, because the Denver airport is fully running with it. Let me actually show you an example just so you know what I'm talking about if you don't know it. So it all started with the fact that the... hello? Go on. There we go. So yeah, it all started with the fact that the Denver airport has a Freemason plaque. And that's simply because the Freemasons were a really major part about building the airport. So, you know, they did leave a plaque there. But, let me see if I can get this in here. But the Denver airport then literally ran with this and put up everything from posters. Whenever there was a building site, they would block it off with posters that would hint at the fact that there's something special. copy this one over. Like our Mustang is well known, if you haven't seen that one, because the Mustang is actually a demon horse. It's called Lucifer. And Lucifer, if you've never heard the story, I'm actually gonna post that story, did kill its maker. So he did literally kill its creator. It's an amazing story. And I mean, this thing is just creepy. It's actually not even a good picture of it. Let me find a better picture. So you can see that whenever you manage to take a good picture of it, it has red glowing eyes, it's blue, it's bony, it's just... let me see. Yeah, this looks like a much better one to link. And yeah, I would definitely suggest reading into it because it's amazing. And you will see that the... Let me just search for Denver Airport and New World Order. Because you'll probably see a lot of these posters. They are talking about lizard people, and literally everything you see is just hinting at the New World Order. And I love it. So yeah, there's said to be a gateway to nowhere. There's said to be a... well, the Denver airport is said to be shaped like a swastika. Because, surprise, if you have an airport, you usually have, you know, strips going in each direction because you want to land at the cardinal directions and not just somewhere in the middle. But then you look at this and suddenly it becomes a swastika, and you look at these cryptic messages, and I think you can really see why the Denver airport became such a favorite for conspiracy theories. And I love the fact that the Denver airport just openly accepts that. I mean, isn't that what you expect from a company? To just roll with it. Yeah, it's a huge airport. I've visited it like 4 or 5 times now, every time I get a chance. And beautiful. Well organized. It has trams leading you from hub to hub. Wow, I forgot what it's called. I'm actually so cold, my brain isn't working today. Ugh. But yeah, let's do a bit of dungeons. Maybe I warm up. Maybe it's warm down here.
He is here. Excellent. I'll beat every single God's damned prejudice out of that bearded, drunk's alcohol-soaked carcass. And some of these undead wannabes lying around here in their graves are going to help me. Let's see how that drunken idiot likes facing a few brain-hungry zombies. Not that he needs to be afraid with that little bird brain of his. Talia? Are you sure you don't want to reconsider? Undead? How low have we sunk? Ugh. Are you still there? I thought I'd finally seen the last of you in the previous mission. Anyway, shut up and let me work. I must raise the living dead.
So in order to start the Night of the Living Dead, our protagonist, the currently eating a chicken leg evil's envoy, had to reach the region's largest cemeteries and recruit their undead.
I do wonder how long they keep up this good evil, because at some point they have to stop. But yeah, that is one thing I just love about Denver. I've lived in so many different places, and I think the worst I've ever lived in was Northern California, like 2 hours north of Sacramento. And yeah, if you wanted to fly, it was a flight to LA or San Francisco in a 3-hour drive or 4-hour drive. I mean, sure, you could fly to Sacramento and pay like $1,000 more. North, way north. If you know where the campfire happened, exactly there. And exactly then. That was a fun time. But yeah, Northern California, oh my god, it was such a nightmare. I can tell you so many stories about it, about the homeless people that were sent up by
One of the
LA
lucky
and San
evil's little
Francisco
snots had
to...
discovered a hidden arcanium. Here, demons could create valuable mana, which on the one hand they themselves needed, while on the other could also be used for powerful spells. And so it was that the first demon began to generate powerful mana in the arcanium. Ah, delicious mana. I like to spread it on my Sunday morning croissant as my wife passes me a cup of tea and massages my feet as I open the newspaper to the obituaries. But back to the subject. Mana was also important to the couldn't care less about Sunday morning croissants evil because, on the one hand, his higher level demons loved the stuff, and on the other hand, it could be used to cast powerful spells. Of course, the excited evil couldn't wait to promptly try it out.
Yeah, as soon as I've built the essential stuff. But yeah, very, very far up north, and we were right there. We moved in a month before the campfire, so we hit the full brunt of that. That was a time. California is wild. If you ever...
The absolute evil's little snots had dug out a new room.
Where? If you ever talk about Florida men, California men aren't that much better. They're just different in different ways. Well, I mean, it's... Oof. I do hope he has a good shop. A good shop or a very, very cheap apartment. I remember talking to, like, high-paid engineers making, like, 150, 200k and living in LA and living in, like, a studio apartment because they wanted enough money to also be able to put something aside. It's... jeez. Yeah, okay. Then I would assume he has enough to be able to live there. That would be sad if not. Okay, so I do know I have to rush, but I do have to expand a little because I do need... Oh. I just noticed I don't even get a horde. So I suppose we can just get going? Let's just get as many imps as I can squeeze in with my funds.
It's payday.
Oh, sure, I did this right. Oh my god, did I? Yes, I did this right before the payday. I employed everyone on the last of the month. Yay! Wait, where's the... Oh, there it is. Oh, jeez. I pay $2,000 a month for our 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom... Well, it's like a...
Good will fall.
I'm not even sure what I want to call it. I don't want to call it an apartment because it's essentially a 6-unit house, but I don't want to call it a house because it's definitely not. Let's see, is this... No, this is not enough to kill that, is it?
If you worked any
I'm gonna have to try.
You'd be going backwards.
No, it's not.
Get up.
Yes, it is. Okay, well, one died. That's okay, he will come back. Oh, I feel like I don't... No. Where do I go?
Let's go, men. Double the watches and leave something for me.
Maybe?
You have no chance
Oh, here are the
against
spells.
me and the ultimate evil. I can smell your beer breath all the way down into my dungeon, you drunken shrimp.
Spread out and find her.
The presence of the inconspicuous as a rainbow-colored dog evil's army was no longer a secret. In fact, it was amazing it had escaped the warriors of good for so long. Well, their leader was a dwarf and he had lots of beer, but...
No, oh, this is not going well.
The dungeon's defenses are ready.
Okay, this did not go well. Hey, Turtle, good morning. Watch me fail horribly. I did all the talking and done the... But weren't you in bed for like 10 hours? No worries, I do have a VOD on my YouTube if you missed my new intro commercial. Yes, we now have commercials again. Good morning, Eternal. So yeah, today, as you might have noticed, we are returning to Dungeons 3. Do I even need chicken? Oh yeah, no, the imps do still eat chicken. I suppose the undead don't. Actually not sure. Okay, but I need...
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Yes, of course they did. Oh, I need more people. No, not spell. Research. Research was here. Let's see if I can afford the horde. No, I still can't afford the horde. Okay, maybe I should have just ignored the...
Defend the dungeon heart.
The goal to do the level as fast as possible. This is not very efficient. So, really need demons. But I don't have money to afford them. There's money. I haven't found the diamonds in here. That's a bit annoying. What is this? Oh, I see. Toolboxes. Because I assume this doesn't... Yeah, this only has limited gold. So let's just keep digging in directions. The last 4 assignments. How long ago did you submit the first of those? Because I feel like at some point... I mean, I hope these are assignments for different classes or different cases, because if you don't get your assignments back, how do you know... you know, what you could improve on? Okay, we have the horde. We have no research, so we can't get the Naga. But we can get normals now. As soon as we can afford them. And I can't afford snots either. They have 500, yeah. No. So you have now spent... Yeah, that is... I mean, let me ask you like this. Would you have benefited from having the first assignment graded before you submitted the second? Because if so, then I feel like it's like very questionable behavior. Like, you can't be expected to improve, but at the same time not be given a chance.
Payday.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose...
In the underground.
Oh, they have. That is cute. Where are dragons? Oh, wait. Those aren't good dragons. No, those aren't good dragons.
Bye-bye,
Yeah.
baby!
I feel like that is really weird behavior, because still... You know, I can't judge. I've never created anything, so... I know there is a lot of effort involved in that stuff. So, you know, never know what happened or why he didn't have time. But... yeah. I hope you at least updated on the progress or something.
Cut more trees, you sleepyheads. We need more wood.
Okay, so, I still don't see any unlimited gold. I do need more snots or this is not gonna move, but this costs so much. Why is he reinforcing? As if that is important. We still have... You can't tell me that there was nothing to dig out. Oh, there was nothing to dig out. Lazy snots. Oh, I am amazing. How are you today?
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Oh, we have 2 entrances. I didn't even notice that. Wow. I am freezing. You probably just missed it, but Denver today has minus 17 degrees Celsius, or right now it says like 4 degrees Fahrenheit. It is so cold. It is so uncomfortably, horribly, unbearably cold. I started shivering pretty much through the whole first bit of the stream, and my feet are still cold. I don't think a hug would work unless you're like an internally heated, extremely spreadable bear or something. I think that would do the trick right now. I need like an inside-out bear. Wait, is that just a sleeping bag? That's what it's called. There we go. Yeah, you know, if you don't have any clothes around, just turn your cat inside out. I'm sure my cat didn't hear that. Okay, let's do more normal units. Because I do need something. No, it's an inside-out bear hug. That is what I need. Like, I just need a bear that and not that kind of bear, the furry bear, please. Just need a bear that like cocoons me and warms me. And no, wings don't do the trick, Eternal. Wings are not that warm. They are. I mean, burp wings are. Give me very cuddly burp, that would do right now. I don't know. I've seen your character sheet on Seda's stream. I haven't seen any floofy wings. Will believe it when I see the updated character sheet. Speaking of which, I finally gave in. I originally didn't want to, but so many people submitted their character sheets that I decided I submitted Moxie's old one. I just had to cut it a bit together because, well, there's no nice way to say it, but at some point I was a teen too, and at that point I had a not safe for work character sheet, and I never had a safe for work one, so I had to cut out the not safe for work parts. So when you see my character sheet on Seda's stream, I will just let you imagine the rest. How about that? Also, I am working on a character sheet for Moxie. It's probably months away at this point. But I am working on it because Moxie needs one. If we would just make it to the first graveyard, I feel like we would get so many corpses that we could just continue, but... Well, you know what you have to do if you have a description, you just haven't drawn it. You just enter it into DALL-E. I mean, what can go wrong? Now, I have to admit, I played around with DALL-E the other day because I was curious. And yeah, if you have nothing specific in mind and you don't mind that it all looks so extremely generic.
Limit reached. Well then, plenty to throw at the enemy.
Oh, that is not nice. But if you want something extremely generic, boring, And something that always looks like you've already seen it a dozen times over. In a really uncanny way. I would love to see what DALL-E does if you just put your description in. It's not going to be pretty, it's not going to be fun, and it's going to remind you why we need real artists. But you're going to have a laugh. What do you mean we don't have any more chicken?
There are enemies in your dungeon.
There's so much chicken space. Are you serious? Like, this game wants me to rush the level, but at the same time, it feels so slow when it comes to these things. Hold on, I'm really bad with inches, but 6 inches should be like 15 centimeters, isn't it? Yeah, 15.24. That is adorable. I mean, now I have to ask, I don't think it showed on your character sheet, but how tall is Shaky? Actually, don't remember if it showed. Right, let's build a treasury here. So we don't have to carry that stuff so far. That will make it a bit easier. Okay, so yeah, regularly sized. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. It didn't look like a... I mean, can I call your star nose mole a micro? I know it's tiny, chibi. It always depends on, I feel like, what your intention is. It's like, if your intention is to just have a small character, then being called a micro, I feel, sometimes sound a bit... well, I don't want to say inappropriate and I don't want to say wrong, but it feels wrong because, well, micros are micros. They are a very specific category of furries into very specific things. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you have a persona that can transform, the question is transformation a kink or not? It doesn't necessarily have to be. I mean, if you're... just because you're a werewolf, or you say a bad wolf that also a fox, doesn't mean you're into transformation. There might be people like that. Okay, so first I need more chicken. I'm finally making a bit of money. Yeah, I know, who'd come up with that? Like, how does that even work? Oh yeah, also, if you haven't seen the update, it's probably because you're not on my Discord. On Fridays going forward, I do plan to be a bit more open-ended. I have gotten the wonderful help of Karth, DK9, and Kid Crash, who will assist me on Friday with a dog walk that should usually take place at the end of my stream. So, in return, I suppose this is a good of a time as any to let them both know. We're gonna Earth crash. Oh god, no, don't do that. Oh god, that sounds... Let's not just mix people, please. But yeah, I suppose it's as good of a time as any to let them know that I will compensate them with a Domino's delivery on my bill. Yeah, I can't even see Kit, but I will just assume that he's currently smiling. Karth Turtle. Oh god. Okay, here's a challenge for you. I want one merged name of whoever is currently here in the chat that is the worst thing you can create. Bring it on, we're ready. While I...
Move it, you slackers! We need more resources.
More demons in. Since I'm pretty sure we've lost the bonus already anyway. Right, I need to raise my minion limit, which I can't because I don't have mana. Research points. Evilness. Incartholotl kit. Bam. Incartholotl kit. Bam. Really? Yeah. Anything you ride with a dash, like star-nosed, is always gonna confuse it. That is, I noticed that it like at that point it doesn't pick a star-nosed mole. It picks a mole and assumes it needs like a star nose. That's kind of what I expect. Incartholotl. Oh yeah. I mean, I will always butcher its name, but there is Quetzalcoatl. I would love to know how to pronounce these names, because I'm not sure I want the powers of Incartholotl. Yeah, I grew up playing wow, I just wanted to call it Cyberpunk and now I'm completely stuck. Shadowrun, thank you, kid. I am so cold today, like I said, my brain is still not working. That's why I'm just rotating through the dungeon, not doing anything until I have figured out what I want to do. It's so cold, my brain isn't working. But yeah, I grew up playing Shadowrun a lot. And if you're not aware of the Shadowrun setting, there is a huge setting about the essentially the Aztec well, Aztec traditions and themes and blood magic coming back and being a major part in South America and even the southern area of North America. And it was a really fun game, and it involved a lot of original Aztec names that I tried so hard to pronounce correctly. From Estotich. Oh, wow. Insert names here. Estotichlan? Oh my god, you know, it's been at least like 10 years since I've pronounced that, and that's where it's gone. Okay, there's at least a health potion. Because I really do need to make it to these graveyards. I do have magic. And I mean, I was programmed to be a brain. To have a brain. Oh my god. Wow. I am brain.
All right, you undead, up you get! Fight for me and regain your honor. I am Isildur's heir. I mean, the deathly pale evil's messenger. Fight for me, and I will consider your oath fulfilled. An oath that you never swore.
An oath you never swore, totally not a reference to Lord of the Rings, huh? Yes, Jakey, I do have to share one of Kit Crash's preferences. Where is it? Come on. That's what I wanted. Because talking about not pronouncing German words correctly, if you ever exit a parking garage in Germany, you will see, well, enter in this case, you will see this wonderful word. And I have these fond memories of driving into parking garages the first time around with Kit in the car and reading words such as Einfahrt and Ausfahrt. So yeah, I mean, there are worse things to understand than just leaving the E off Straße. Yeah, it essentially means drive in and drive out. So ein means in, and Fahrt is from fahren, or to drive. So yeah, Einfahrt just means the drive in, and Ausfahrt means the drive out.
Dalton.
And there you have Ausfahrt. But yeah, it's I'm sorry. We can all be silly, and we have so many silly words. We are. I will gladly. Actually, I will just keep pausing here, otherwise we have a voiceover. I will gladly repeat that, because once I am affiliate, and that is in 6 more followers. Oh wow, that is... I don't think it was intended to do that. I think I... Oh, because I installed a different move. Transition. Yeah, that is broken. So yeah, if you weren't here earlier this week, in 6 more followers, I will open my German class. So you will get not only redemptions to redeem weird shit, namely trailers, ads, and all that kind of stuff, but you also get the opportunity to unlock the German class. So if you ever wanted to learn German, jetzt. Now, I'm gonna work on some words and some phrases and some interesting things that you can use. I mean, I do have to find a way to spend your points, and since I'm not a bow tie person, I'm not gonna do bow tie changes, as much as I love those bow ties. I know, that was a reference that only those that currently are in the channel get anyway.
Splendid speech. But good enough for the mindless hordes buried here, who excitedly signaled their approval, even if it was with nothing more than a moaned brains. And so, the Walking Dead arose to serve the abominable evil. And of course, his eloquent envoy with the split personality.
Hey! I can't hear you!
I certainly hope so. I don't want to just waste my insults.
We'll talk later. Go, undead.
Oh, this
Destroy
is...
the living.
Yes, this is not going as well as I was hoping. Everybody's dying.
Bye-bye, baby.
Yo! I'd love to work.
Why do I have the feeling I'm gonna restart this level? No, okay, they can't retreat. Wait, I can make a portal here, and then they can retreat. There. A name.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Let me think of something, like maybe something German. Let's not put one here that literally has 1 health. Oh well, he only had 1 health either. Yeah, this is ugly.
Bye-bye, baby.
No, I can't come up with anything good right now. I'm sure there's something I'm missing. I'll think about it. But I feel like we can come up with something.
Heyday. The walking dead and zombies rose from their graves.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. They regenerate. And then I click the button. And as I click the button, they spawn and invade the town like a tower defense game. So I just wait until this has regenerated.
The bustling evil had dug
And then do
into
it
a
in one
dragon's
go.
nest.
But I can keep them busy that way. That is nice. Okay, now what we want is we want this here for the research points. Because we still haven't done shit. So let's take all but him. I'm just gonna send him back. Or I'm just not gonna pick him up. I don't have that many. There.
What do you want me to do?
And then let's do what we should have probably done first. And gone down here. And gotten us... Oh wait, we have one up here that we can get easily now. So let's go to this one. Because once we have that research, we can get our Nagas and we have healers, which will really, really
The
help.
dungeon heart is being attacked.
Are you serious? From what? Why? No, I'm gonna clean this first. This won't take long. Come on. Yeah, they will have to take a second.
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
No, not this. I need the portal. And then... Come on, there. And now I finally start having research accumulated, so I can add more. And then let's add 2 Naga, and then we're getting there. Yeah, I keep thinking about it, and the German word for bat is this. Let me actually see. I'm pretty sure I know the original. Yeah. So, Fleder. And I know I could switch over to the German. Is essentially the fluttering mouth. So the word Fleder is an old German word for to flutter. So yeah, it's essentially the flutter mouse. So if you want to call it like the flutter mouse or something, like I said, there's something cute in there, and I just haven't quite found it yet. It's on the tip of my tongue. Okay, we have Nagas. How is our money looking? We have some here. Yeah, money is fine.
Yo, I'd love to work with professionals. Just once.
Let's take those lizards down.
Bye-bye, baby.
Yeah.
Ouch!
Because otherwise they keep attacking. Flappy mouse. How has no one ever made a flappy mouse? I mean, it's not like there's a company out there that would totally rip off a mobile game with their own character, for heaven's sake. Yeah, you just need a mouse with big ears that flaps. I mean, we've never
There are
seen
enemies in your dungeon.
a company that has a mouse and something with big ears that flaps. Oh, sorry, am I ham-fisting it here? Oh god, shaky. Oh boy. Okay, I think we might have to take a break for this, because I am pretty sure this is gonna be less worse than expected. I mean, I suppose it's okay if I show this on stream, isn't it? Yeah, this turned out less cursed than I thought it would. So let me throw it up real quick. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I kind of thought. There is nothing here that... Let me just zoom in so we can see it well. So, on the left, obviously everyone knows the original. I feel like the second one, I'm just gonna copy Zeta and Avi here, and we're gonna rate the furries. The second one is like turning a little bit into a Mozart, I feel like. There's definitely a transition happening here. Then you just get earwings and turn like cutesy. I feel like this is just a different style. And then I'm not even sure what you are anymore. I'm not sure if you've ever seen Disney's The Black Hole. They have these really... these mildly uncomfortable... I suppose you could call them like an early version of a cyborg. That is kind of what I see here. Oh yeah. When you go into a theme park and you are in the monster elevator, as I always called it as a kid, and the tapestries and the walls begin to change. It's kind of the outcome of it. And then we have the other. And you can see here, okay, this still works. This feels like it has a little bit of a Hercules touch. What was the NES, Super Nintendo jump and run? Sorry, platformer, Eternal. With the little angel, Kid Icarus. That's kind of what this reminds me of, especially with the colors. Actually, isn't he yellow and blue? No, he's white and blue. But that's what it reminds me of. And then things happened. Like is this a flower? Yeah, and then things happened. You didn't feel very good on that day? And that works. I mean, it's a bit weird. Like, if you look at the arm and everything, it's just... You can see what it tried. But it's definitely a reminder for me that... That's why we have artists. Because we are far away from relying on this for a character sheet. I'm actually gonna share one more. Because it is just too hilarious not to share. Kit was testing it yesterday to see if he could get a starting soon screen. Let me get the exact quote. I think he put it in here. Did he? Yes, there it is. A furry Twitch streamer's starting soon overlay featuring a magical black cat with 4 eyes and golden lunar markings. And does this work? Hold on, it works like this. And these were the outcomes. So yeah, you can see it got the basic idea of it. But you go ahead and put this up as your starting soon screen. And yeah, it all comes down to the same story over again. It has no idea what it's doing, but it creates something that loosely reminds you of something you've seen before. And that is always this weird uncanniness. I think my favorite was actually this one, the Sogersrick Segrin Ir Zerar Como. Because it semi-worked. Sogersrick. And these are the moments where, like, I'm not fascinated by this art as much as I am fascinated by I want to understand how it was created. I want this AI to spend an hour to explain to me its thinking of how it created this. But yeah, I'm just gonna explain this for Kit because he described the character as a four-eyed magical cat with golden markings. And of course it took the school kid approach to four-eyed. So now you have a cat with glasses. And that's why I thought of this whole star-nosed. Because yeah, it doesn't know what a star-nosed mole is. It will try a mole and then give it a star nose. Like it gave the cat four eyes because, well, that's all it can do. It's definitely a curiosity, and I see the huge benefits it has. Now, we should probably send these out.
And the living dead rose.
Because if we don't send them out, we never get that second achievement. But yeah, it probably knows what it is, but the question is, does it recognize that this is what it wants? It's just, yeah, at best still unreliable. Okay, so I can use the undead to trick anything that comes to the dungeon heart to go there instead. That is good. That's what I was hoping for. Oh, we still need... Yeah, we still need at least one more Naga for heals. No, and like I said, I don't want to down-talk AI either, because I feel like just saying it's bad because artists are gonna be out of work is having such a horrible image of it, because there are so many things it can bring. Just look at how you can already use ChatGPT just to have conversations. And now imagine you bring this with a animated doll. Say, maybe a dog, or, you know, even a talking doll. And you take this into an elderly home, and you give this people with dementia. And now your dementia grandma, instead of sitting in front of the TV and getting her passive entertainment 8 hours a day before someone shoves her back into bed, can socialize, can communicate, can talk. And, you know, she's never gonna know that this is artificial or not gonna care. I'm sorry, I wouldn't. I'm not sure I would care right now if it already was there. And it's just the quality of life improvements this will bring across the board is something I feel is rarely ever mentioned. It's just, it's always dark and evil and let's talk about all the bad things. And yeah, it's like you said, Jakey, it gives you concept art. I spent several hours and went through $15 of free credits to design Moxie, to give it again and again different ideas on how Moxie could look and let it design it. And I mean, I'm not going to use that as a character sheet because I'm sorry, it's shit. But it gave me ideas on pattern, on imagery, on logos, on design, on... You know, it's just... It's this little nudge you get that helps you over an idea. Or... Another example, I will hopefully not spoil anything, but Eternal is working on a really interesting world. And when you're stuck in something like that, explaining it to the AI, and then seeing if the AI gives you an idea. I mean, I'll be honest, he gave me a description of his world and I plugged it in and I saw what would the AI do with it. Like, if I want you to create more things like this, expand my world. Were the outcomes I got something that you could just plug into your D&D campaign? No.
I'd love to work with professionals.
But we came up with, you know, new fantasy races that would fit the current setting that fit, and we just expanded on them, and we used DALL-E to create ideas of appearances. Use it as a brainstorm. Don't use it as a replacement, just use it as an extension. Use it as an idea giver. Okay, let's wait until they are in. And then we're gonna do an attack. I'm gonna go down and around because I want this graveyard over here. Oh, you can't even see it because I'm in
There are enemies in your dungeon.
here. Over here we have a graveyard. You know what I need? I really need a button to easily turn my avatar on and off. I just noticed I don't have that. Yes. Like I said, this is... So I don't want to push any buttons, but this feels like talking about Harry Potter. It's, yes, you have a lot of people that are very sensitive about the subject, so a lot of places just go like, let's not talk about Harry Potter. And I feel like AI it kind of feels the same right now, because as much as I have many transgender friends, I have many friends that are artists. And I can see why artists feel about DALL-E the same way that transgender friends feel about J.K. Rowling. But at the same time, I see beyond the limitations of this. I see that even as an artist, DALL-E has something really appealing. Because, surprise, even your record tech, even your Tenti, even your Seda has write blocks, has art blocks. I mean, I suppose you can call them art blocks at that point. So, you know, who tells me that Seda can't go to DALL-E and get ideas for how he could improve a character he's working on? Like, give me 5 different ideas for wings, and then use one of them to work with. Totally fine. How do we use it is the question. I mean, if I pay a furry artist $200 and 3 weeks... Hey, Abby! Hi! How are you? I feel like it's kind of weird because everyone here already knows you in and out, but if someone can give Avi a shout-out, please give Avi a shout-out. That amazing bean. But yeah, we were just talking. I mean, I don't know when you came in, but we were just talking about DALL-E and how, you know, as an artist, DALL-E can be scary because I can totally see it. It's as much as industrialization made factory workers scared. It's cute of you. Thank you. So yeah, I understand it, but at the same time, it depends on how you use it.
Newborn babies and work faster and cry less than you lazy dogs.
Like if you work on a character and you need ideas and you need, you know, I need 5 different wing ideas because I want to design a character that has wings. Oh, there's one. Doesn't mean you have to use it. I mean, obviously as an artist you shouldn't. Because that would be getting questionable. But for ideas, amazing. But yeah, now imagine you go to your artist, you pay $250 for your character sheet. 3-4 weeks later you get that character sheet. And there's this uncomfortable feeling that it's like, how do you know it's not AI generated? I'll tell you how. Does it matter? If your artist creates something amazing and you like it, would I be surprised if we will have furry artists that try to sneak in AI-generated content as commissions? Yeah, not at all, no. It's gonna happen, of course. If you can cheat, you can cheat. It doesn't matter what you are, who you are. If you're a programmer and you're stuck at programming something, well, I mean, 10 years ago, we would still Google that and steal someone else's code. Yes, I'm sorry, that's what happens. Tom Scott just released a video about AI and pretty much said that, yeah, of course, as a programmer, you steal from other programmers. It's what we've done forever. That's how you learn. You steal someone else's code and then maybe improve it and work on it and think of it, and Talia is getting really hit here. I'm not gonna die, am I? No, okay. So, yeah, why should an artist not be allowed to do that? Can do that just as well. Just get ideas, don't use it as exclusive content. Someone's gonna notice. I hope so, at least. Okay, this is getting a bit painful, but...
There are enemies in your dungeon.
Yeah, they will have to wait there. I want this graveyard. Yeah. It's theorizing about all of that is very difficult. Because I feel both ways. You know, I'm working in the tech support field.
Your dungeon heart is under attack.
If the AI gets better, well, we're gonna be some of the first people that lose our jobs. So, do I feel different? No. I don't feel different than an artist that is currently afraid that DALL-E is gonna replace me because I know an AI is gonna replace me. That's just fact. So, what do?
More undead joined the monstrous evil, and with a spirited, if moaned, brains staggered off towards the human defenders, the glorious...
Hey, that's my text. You don't even appear in this dialogue at all.
Your problem for taking such a long ciggy break. I'll take over your job in the long run. That's something we can both agree on.
Are your two personalities conspiring against me? Huh. As a narrator, I am unsurpassed. If you heard the stories I tell in the bar on weekends, forget about that. Additional undead have been secured for the insidious evil. Suddenly, a few dissatisfied bears appeared directly in front of Talia. Exactly, bears. And they attacked.
Hey!
This had nothing to do with a certain narrator's injured pride, but made total sense within the framework of the story. And the living dead rose.
That made total sense in the story. Oh, eternal. Eternal. You know what we have to do for that? Whoop! Yeah, I'm really entertained by this move right now. I gotta fix that later. You should know how many we have, because everyone knows that. We have 3. We have der, die, and das. And yes, yeah, Evie, if you're not aware, that's why I'm heading towards affiliate. Once I'm an affiliate, this is gonna be a redeem German classes. Because, I mean, why not? So yeah, we do have 3 German words for this. All 3 stand for, you've guessed it, the. And no, not directly. So yes, like Jakey says, there are definitive versions and indefinitive versions. So to give you an idea, instead of... I need to find a faster way to do this though. Like maybe just have text files that I can edit, that it reads. So yeah, for example, if you say the house, then in German it would be das Haus. Das is the gender neutral the. If instead you say the dog, then you would say der Hund. Because the German dog is male. However, if you say the cat, then you would say die Katze, because in German the cat is female. And that's exactly where the trouble comes in, because these are things you just have to learn. There is no way you can just figure it out on your own. These things are preset. For example, the moon in German is male, despite all the other languages you've ever heard. All the other languages, our moon is male. Our sun is female. Oh, that is gonna be an interesting. What is the... Okay, hold on. I need to actually figure out how I would best translate aviating. That is... Yeah, because aviation essentially just means flight. So I think if I would translate it, we would make a Flugwolf out of him. So a flight wolf. Der Flugwolf. Yes, there is nothing you can't say angry in German. You can say the sweetest words. Der Flugwolf. I love it. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, Fliege is the fly. So I'm actually just gonna put it in chat here. Yeah, I know, der Flugwolf. I love it. So yeah, I suppose if you ever have a German airplane in War Thunder, you now know what you can call out as you descend on your enemy. Yeah, so fliegende Wolf would be the flying wolf. It's like aviating. It's weird to translate, but I think if you would do a clean translation, that's what you would do. Yeah. Oh, I love it. But yeah, I still have no idea what happened here. I installed the follow and move, or move and follow it's called, so I can zoom in on my character. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but you can see that it completely screwed up my move. No, I don't think there is any way that your name can be translated shaky. There's just like in a lot of pain sounds completely different in Germany. So there isn't. I just don't see how you could mix axolotl in. Oh boy. Oh no, this doesn't work at all. Yes. I love you all. You are so amazing. I suppose, yeah, we should do that too. That works in German too. You're not gonna like it, but hold on. I actually don't have the umlaut ready. I need to make sure that when I have the redeem ready, I actually have a German keyboard ready, or this is... There. And I will now let this stand up here for a while, so you can... you can give it a bit more time. But essentially, für immer... Yeah, I just didn't set it up. I just literally have to press 2 keys once that is set up. But yeah, für immer essentially means forever. It's how we say eternal. There is no real word for eternal in that aspect. We just call it forever. So you're the für immer fam. I suppose the für immer fam. No, this sounds horrible. Let's not change your Twitch username to that yet, please. And yeah, für immer fam does sound... I can definitely see it as that. Anyway, we should return home. We should regenerate, we should refill, we should get a few more people. We have a lot of research. 5 more. Now we're slowly getting there. Let's see, we have... Need more... Yeah, 1 more goblin. I think that's a good mix for now. There. Saptic? Do you mean Saptic with an S? So if you use... yeah, I totally missed that light up there. But yeah, if you mean the word with S, that means juicy. I haven't heard it with a set yet, but that might also be an Austrian thing. So for... Yeah, that is... oh... That makes more sense. So yeah, if you're not aware, if you ever think that all German is the same, that's like saying all Spanish is the same. Yes, a Brazilian, a Mexican, and a Spanish speaker will probably understand each other. But that doesn't mean it's the same in any way. German, Austrian, and Swiss German, as we call it in German,
and zombies rose
are
from
just...
their graves.
Yes, but I know enough Portuguese people that say that they have no problem understanding Spanish and communicating with a Spanish speaker.
Could build this base
They just usually don't like it.
Better than you.
Because, by experience, I know that Spanish speakers always say that Portuguese sounds horrible, and Portuguese speakers always say that Spanish sounds horrible. Exactly, like Dutch and German. It's... If I talk to a Dutch person, they know what I mean, and I know what they mean. But if I play you something Dutch and German, you will probably recognize that they sound very different. And yeah, that is... I think that is actually a joke I've made longer than you have been alive, Eternal. I knew a Dutch person when I was like 15, and I'm pretty sure that's when I told him that joke. Because I'm sorry, it's right. Feigele. I'm sorry, I love all Yiddish words. Because Yiddish just has this... I grew up with Mel Brooks, okay?
Defend the dungeon hut.
I grew up with Mel Brooks, and if you grow up with Mel Brooks, you learn that Yiddish is a funny language. I actually have a full archive of all Mel Brooks movies on my NAS. Yeah, everything in Yiddish. Bubbele. I always feel like Yiddish is the opposite of Russian in that aspect. Or Arabic. Those are, like, in Arabic or
Enemies have entered the
I
dungeon.
mean, to a good bit in German, you can't say anything without it sounding rough and insulting. Because it's just how the language is. It's a rough language. It's like Klingon. But in Yiddish, you could insult your mom and it would still sound like you're flattering someone. That's what it sounds like. It's a bit like French. It doesn't matter how much you insult someone in French. They don't know better. They think you're flirting. But then I always feel like insults are just part of French flirting. Okay, who did we lose? We lost a Naga. But I do think we have more than enough to do a full attack now, so... Let's do a full attack. Let's go upwards and get this in the north.
Who do you want dead?
I am not sure I could pronounce that, Shaky. I think that's where I'm gonna have a bit of a problem.
The Walking Dead set out to destroy all living things. All good living things, of course.
Meteor storm, that's what I wanted.
If you weren't any slower, you'd be going backwards!
I don't even know what British flirting sounds like, but... Liegen in Drd und Backen... Oh my god, I can't. But yeah, I can see where it comes from, because in German it would be Liegen im Dreck und Backen Bagels. Just not the right grammar, but the right words. Let me actually write it down. So yeah, if you would take the German word-by-word translation, that is what you would get. So you can definitely see just how close that actually is. Just keep sending them undead so they don't attack me while we take that well up here. Ah, dwarves aren't poor. They have mines full of gold. Yeah, and then we can get that graveyard, and then like an hour into our 20-minute match, we will actually get this mission done.
Showed him.
Yeah, and then tomorrow, as I mentioned, we're gonna play the original Blade Runner by Westwood. Oh, I'm looking forward to that. It's gonna be a lengthy stream, I assume. But I think it's probably voiceover time.
Even more undead. Yes, walk my mindless hordes and destroy the living. Do you always have to be so evil? Ugh. Is that a trick question? Naturally! Who, if not me?
And even more undead marched against the human defenses in the glamorous evil's name. They didn't stand a chance. But suddenly, and this had nothing to do with the protagonist's previous insults, evil bears once again appeared to attack Talia.
Those evil bears.
It's all right, okay. You can keep your job. I'm sorry.
Almost miraculously, a bolt of lightning hit the bears and killed them on the spot. Amazing. But of course, it all made sense within the greater framework of this story. Fighters, I mean zombies, I mean undead, oh, whatever. Rise!
Hey, do you know what the vegetarian zombie said? See, we're all in a good mood. That's the important part.
Are you seriously going to let a few old corpses get the better of you? Take care of this, before I kick your asses so hard you fly all the way to Stormbreeze, where you can tell Thanos personally what a bunch of goddamn cowards you really are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wave as I fly past Avi.
Leave you now because I have to prepare something back home. But you hold the fort here. Got it?
Just imagine me saluting in mid-flight as I shoot
With
past
these
you.
heroic words, Grimly, the great dwarf king, took to his heels and ran. Some might think it cowardly.
Yes, the damn coward. But we'll get him and then we'll organize an intervention. We'll tear him a new one.
My goodness, what a turn of phrase. Outrageous. Still, it was a desire I could only agree with. Come on, for the validation-craving evil.
Okay, yeah, that is enough. I don't need to sacrifice them. Let's send them back home. And then I can reinforce the army and then assault them in one last go.
The dungeon heart is being attacked.
Yeah, I hate to tell you, Avi, but I have a distinct lack of landing gear. So I don't think it's gonna be a 10-10 landing. It's gonna be more like a splat and swipe. So if you see this really long purple smear across your airfield, you know what happened.
Your dungeon heart is under attack.
Let's refill a little. See what you did. Now I want to play War Thunder. Now we gotta put up a really big trampoline in time. I have all these images in my head now. Oh, great. This is how I'm gonna spend the rest of my day, just having this image of how I fly open arm towards Evie and he wants to catch me. Cheers, mate. I love how the Naga all hiss as they sleep. I just imagine that's how it sounds like in Dalton's bedroom.
Come, Dalton.
And the living dead rose.
Quiet, sleepy hisses. Okay, maybe not that quiet. Okay.
Biters, I mean zombies, I mean undead, well, whatever. Right.
Let's see, can we get a few more units? Max unit. What do we do? Well, let's get one more of each. I think that's a good mix. Then we have 5 of each. Let me make sure we have... Ooh, no, payday is coming up. We have a distinct lack of money. Better change that quickly. Well, there's money, they're just not harvesting it. Yeah, I know, I love it. Like I said, there's so much about this game that is just really enjoyable. And I know I said it on Tuesday, but Dungeons 4 is coming. So if you like this, let me actually send you a link. So for your convenience, you can
It's payday.
go ahead and wishlist it on Steam. Here you go. Dungeons 4 is coming. There is no ETA yet, but it's done by the same team as Dungeons 2 and 3. So I already know it's gonna be amazing. And Calypso is famous for always supporting their games for a very, very long time to come. I mean, there's so much DLC in this game that I haven't touched that... we could easily spend a month or two just playing this game.
Come on.
Okay, yeah, I think we can do a final attack now. I could have probably used a portal. Actually not sure if I can use a portal to a place that I can't see. No, I can't. Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to say the Tropico guys because that's the only game that I could come up with on short notice.
Yo, I'd love to work with professionals.
Calypso Media. What else was it?
What?
Oh yeah, Port Royale, Startopia, Omerta, City of Gangsters, Airline Tycoon, Patrician, which we talked about on an earlier stream. They haven't done anything in a while. Anything new, that is. Kinda, yeah, it's... It kind of feels like Calypso and Paradox aren't far away from each other. Just Paradox is a bit more greedy with its DLC policies. Like, Paradox is one of those companies that I love and hate at the same time. Because... oh god, let's not talk about... No.
People's defensive camp went up in flames.
Let's not talk about... Oops, sorry, but I sorry for this, I just have to pause, yeah. Let's not talk about the vampire game that has been in development hell for... a decade? If you've never heard of it, CCP, the creator of EVE Online. Let me see if I can find the info I'm looking for. Announced in 2006 that they are releasing a World of Darkness MMO. It was developed for, I think, 8 full years before they suddenly cancelled it. And it even got an amazing trailer. It had... Let me actually show you something. It had... here, 12 years ago, it was famous for its cloth movement. So these are the clothing animations that this MMO that was in development 12 years ago had. It was meant to be a game for vampire lovers. Like, literally, to design your character to look the way you want to look. They were planning to make a World of Darkness MMO that would have been grander than anything the world has seen. Literally, that was their promise. Thousands of people online in a realistically simulated city with day and night cycles and all the things. Well, if you know anything about CCP and all the promises that they have put in EVE Online, it's just... It was a horrible failure because all they do is they promise, but they never really fulfill. They have these giant aspirations, these massive goals, and then they put in... there it is, that's what I was looking for. And then they put in a few ideas here or there. Take EVE Online, they had this idea that you could walk on stations, that you can walk on your ships, that you could interact with people. So you put this most amazing character creator in. EVE Online has one of the most detailed and fantastic character creators. But then they never did anything with it, and the only person that can ever see this character is you. I don't know if that ever changed. I completely lost interest many years ago. But yeah, look at this. This is what it looked like when it was cancelled after 8 years of development hell. So yeah, and then Paradox came, and Paradox thought, hey, let's just do a sequel to Vampire Bloodlines. And that has been in development hell for how long now? I don't think we're gonna get anything from that franchise anytime soon. I mean, actually, did that vampire dating sim come out?
Others ran in panic and dispersed in all directions.
Ha! Those cowards! See how they run! Isn't that funny?
It does have something comical about it. Even the zombies emitted a laughing moan before pushing on to get some tasty brains before the others did.
Oh, those are painful cannons. But yeah, there's like a vampire and I think also a werewolf dating sim, isn't there? Or did that never come out? I actually don't remember. I'm usually not the biggest fan of dating sims, so turn down the volume a little. This is a bit hefty. Let's pull her back, and let's pull them back. Yeah, that works.
Oh, hey!
No, I think we're going home now.
What can I do for you?
Need to get more units. Oh, it was just, yeah, okay, it was just visual novels. Speaking of, to give you all a little bit of a nightmare, yesterday before going to bed, I got an email from Akupara Games. Akupara Games, amazing company, love them to bits. They make a lot of amazing games. They just signed a contract with Blizzard Activision to release a dating sim. And it will be called Loverwatch. Overwatch. Yes, you get to date Genshi and the other character that's in that game. Probably all of them. Hey, I know one character that's in this game. Jesus, Reinhardt. There. Now I know two. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sorry, but a Overwatch, I think they said it's a, it's not in universe. It's not lore friendly, because I'm not sure I would want a lore friendly Overwatch dating sim. That sounds really weird. Not that I want a dating sim for Overwatch at all. What was the gorilla's name? But yeah,
It's payday.
Winston. No, it has lore. Officially, it has lore. I am not sure if the lore is enough for a dating sim, but if you... I'm sorry, if I can date Winston and the hamster? Oh, if there is, then it was added later. I only know the originals. But yeah, I mean, if I can date a gorilla nerd, then I'm sorry, that game is sold by Akupara. I would still buy it. But yeah, I mean, the main issue with Overwatch is that it has a lot of good lore. It's just that lore is in trailers, that lore is in comics, that lore is in books, that lore is in maps painted on walls, that lore is in the heads and in Blizzard's head. It's it feels a bit like Destiny 1. If either of you has played Destiny 1, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Destiny 1 had, I need units, here we go, had the most fantastic lore. It had really creative ideas. The problem is they hit all of those in essentially a Wikipedia-style website that you had to slowly unlock as you played Destiny 1. and then you could read up on the text of the lore of the world. It was not engaging. It was boring as fuck. Sorry. Destiny 2, I hate to admit, I enjoyed it. I loved it until they screwed that one over. I have absolutely no interest in it today. The power creep just wasn't fun. I mean, my main issue with Destiny was that essentially anything you did in the end game became irrelevant as soon as a expansion came out, because they literally just gave you free armor that was better than the stuff you could get in the expansion. It voided all need to grind, all need to play the game for more than its story. And, well, nothing against the story. There's not a whole lot of story in that game. I want to find a diamond vein. I feel like at some point we should find one. So let's just dig a few tunnels. But yeah, Destiny 1 had a huge potential. Oh, that's an upgrade. Let's send someone there that can use it. Did that work? Yes. And yeah, Destiny 2, I am 100% with Kit. I didn't like the endgame loop. I don't like games that force you to do PvP, first of all, and that game permanently
rose from their graves.
Reminded you that you haven't done your daily PvP session yet, because, I don't know, kill people. If you don't murder people once a day, you're not a good person. It's just I didn't like it. Yeah, I know that a lot of people liked Destiny 2 early on and then stopped liking it, so I think I'm in good company. Okay, we have enough people as we can squeeze in. We have enough money for payday when it comes around. I think it's time to finish this level.
What can I do for you?
Yeah. I do agree with Kit there. I'm a huge Warframe fan. Like every few months, I will hop on Warframe for a month because it's a good gameplay. It's a good gameplay loop. It's fun. It's fast. It's a great game to turn your brain off and just grind a little. And I love it for that. So yeah,
Dead
absolutely
set out to destroy all living things.
feel
all
you there.
Good living things, of course.
But Destiny 2 just...
And the living dead rose.
It felt like it had too much glamour and not enough content. Which is one of the main reasons I play indie games today and not AAA games, because I'm so done with the whole glamour thing and I just want a good game. I don't care what my game looks like. I mean, neither do millions of people who play Dwarf Fortress. Yeah. It's like there is room for the Red Dead Redemptions 2. There is room for the Death Strandings.
Now it is time to find Grimly and give him his rightful punishment.
What rightful punishment?
Oh, rightful or not, what do I care? As long as the dwarf suffers!
The lands of Ashspring were wholly under the crazed evil's control. Every now and then, a confused zombie would pop up, even though the living had already been driven out. But that didn't matter, for the absolute evil's hordes set out for Steelsmith, King Grimly's headquarters.
So you tell me I could have finished this level, like, literally 10 minutes ago because I just needed to take down the gate. It was undefended. Of course. But yeah, Warframe, it does everything, and that means there's always something you can do. I like it for that. I like games where I can log on and I don't have to think about what I want to do today. And Warframe? Oh wow. Nope. No, I did not know. I'm glad someone told me. Thank you, Eternal. Yeah, I had that browser window in front of OBS that didn't help. I could read the text, but I didn't see the preview. Derp. Oh well. I can do an Eternal 2 during my stream. Yeah. That sounds very kid. No, you've done other things. But hey, let's see where we stand. Oh wow, we actually finished this faster than the average. Killed less, lost more, collected significantly less. Yeah, we didn't even build any traps. We just zerged our way through this. We duck less. The damage heart took more damage. Yeah, this just yells Zerg Rush. Let's go back to the campaign map and let the voiceover hit.
The Battle of Steelsmith. Led by Talia, the brutal Evil's army had reached the dwarven town of Steelsmith and made ready to storm it. Inside, the fierce dwarven King Grimly planned its defense.
I don't know. I'm sure I can come up with something. I mean, I don't know.
UWU.
So yeah, I suppose we
Swamplands,
didn't get the time, but I don't care about that.
The battle.
Isn't it?
All right, you lazy buggers, get ready. That evil horde is going to show up with that pointy-eared cow any moment now. But Steelsmith is a fortress like none they've ever seen. So, take your positions, and don't forget the elf is mine. I'm going to make slippers out of her ears. Did you hear the rumbling? They're here. I feel it in my right corn. Send out the scouts, and prepare the Death Hammer!
Finally, the time of the great battle was at hand. Talia's troops had taken the quickest route from the Ash Spring swamplands, and they were full of anger and determination to win this final confrontation.
I wouldn't say that. I'm still trying to persuade myself to return to the forces of good.
Okay. A part of Talia burned with anger and determination to win this final confrontation. Another wanted to form work groups and look after the bonsai garden.
Ugh, ignore my little moments. I'm going to crush that god's damned dwarf. He's made his last stupid comment about elves. I'm going to make gloves out of his beard.
What's this whole thing about everybody using bits of their opponents for slippers or gloves? That's incredibly unhygienic. The time had come. Talia began to raise a great army for the erratic evil.
Oh boy, Chicky. I'm worried at this point. Oh god. The nightmare continues. What is happening here? Oh, okay, I need to bring this up. So, yeah, just to return to our Dali conversation. Let me move this over. So yeah, Jakey is still trying to see how horrible Dali is, and starting with this adorable steampunk cutie. I mean, look at this. Yes, now I sound like Avi and Seda yesterday. I'm sorry, but this is adorable. Look at this. I love it. I mean, I assume that's a steampunk cutie, isn't it? Yes, I know. I know. This is like a free continuation of your stream now. But I promised you a nightmare. Oh god, how am I? I feel like there are faces in there I should censor. So let's start with the least evil, shall we? It's okay. It's messy. It has birds in the background. Like these are birds in the background, and I think your head is on fire. You also are now in, I don't know what military outfit that is, and it looks like your tail is on fire too. Like, this still works, okay? This, yeah. It's like, I feel like there's a bit more of a Cthulhu touch here with the tail split, the forked tail, and the fact that now your arm is kind of broken and bandaged. Like there's a touch of Napoleon. Then we have a very serious version with, like, is that, I'm not sure if it's a mlem, but at this point it seems like you have become more your tail and are just riding a German soldier. I'm not sure. I will just assume that this at this point has become shaky. And now, just to give you all a little bit of nightmare, I will leave this completely uncommented. You are welcome. I have no idea what happened there. I have no idea. But I'm sure Shaky can explain the lore behind that picture. Jesus, it's like, I don't know. I can't. Why have you done this, Shaky? Maybe you should submit that last one to Seda and Avi's next stream. Like, without a comment. Just without a comment. Oh god. Hello? Why can't I can't click this. Did I? Oh, I'm holding someone, that's why. Yeah, no comment. I feel like every now and then I should just fade this in for the heck of it. Just to remind you where the true evil lies. See, but talking about ideas, now I want to see like an evil... Maybe it reminds me a little bit of an anime titan. Like, have you thought of that? This looks a bit like a titan. I can see this murderous thing approaching my city wall, trying to tear it down. Oh, I'm not sure I'm ready for worse. But if that thing appears in my nightmares tonight, it's your fault. And I promise you, it's gonna come back in my nightmares. It's gonna stand next to my bed in darkness and just stare at me with its reverse head. You know what? I should slap my employees. I'm a horrible overlord. There's not enough abuse in my dungeon.
Dwarves. Obviously, getting trapped while digging seemed to be the order of the day around here.
Wait, what? I untrapped dwarves? Why did I untrap dwarves in the one area where I wanted to place the dwarf, the unit building? Okay, so let's just build a small here so we can recruit some units. And let's dig this out for the gobblers. Oh, by the way, if you weren't aware, you can actually add that to your description. Like, just add in the style of Studio Ghibli. Or one that I had a lot of fun with is adding this to the end of your search. Because then it will actually try to imitate that specific style. And that specific style works surprisingly well for furry images. It did create some really interesting ones. And yeah, if that gives you an idea for a new character, or even just for a small design change, then perfect. Yes, let's face it, in the end, we're just trying to all be better at being ourselves and being a closer representation of ourselves. I'm pretty sure everyone that is here was in Seda and Avi's stream as well, when Avi showed off, I'm sorry, this most adorable character sheet that Tenti made, and talked about the whole history of, you know, the Korean name on the back and just the meaning of it. And I feel like that is one of those... Oh, sorry, Avi, it's adorable. I think that is one of those...
surprise for you when the hell spawn. Something world-shaking. Come on, men! Fire the Death Hammer!
By the goddess,
What is a death hammer?
is that...
Grimly had a gigantic hammer built, the Death Hammer. This caused not only a disturbance in the force, but also in the ground, causing a massive earthquake. The effect on the dungeon was clearly noticeable. The dungeon heart in particular could only withstand but a few such blows.
How do you like that, you damn evil brood? Now then, we just have to take a few minutes to rewind. But it was damn well worth it. Stay and enjoy the show, evil scum.
In his own loving...
Okay, I'm just gonna pause here because I hate the fact that I was in the middle and just getting interrupted. But yeah, the whole embedding your name on your avatar in such an obvious spot, like such a important part of your design, and then carrying that over to the other avatars, to, you know, the Noodle Dragon and all. I feel like this is a really important part of finding yourself, of just defining yourself more than anything, of defining who you want to be, who you are, who you can be. And it's really sweet to see people going through this. I mean, Skylar was another example of, you know, how the colors slightly change, how Skylar the bird becomes Skylar the shapeshifter. And it's Twitch and the furry community and FaceRig, VTuber Plus, all of this has given us, who have so much anxiety issues, who, you know, don't want to do a face reveal, who are afraid of just coming out and going like, hey, this is me. It gave us a chance to be ourselves, to design ourselves, to become ourselves. What, you're male and your character is female? Well, who cares? What do you identify with? Do you identify as female? Then be so. Just be whoever you want to be. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, I've been a furry pretty much since I've been 15. That's, spoiler, 25 years ago. I'm old. I'm very old. I've been a furry longer than many have been alive that stream next to me today. And I came from a place where I was... When I announced that I would marry, I was congratulated. I got 2 days of work. Everyone was happy. When I came back to work and they found out I married a same-sex partner, I was assaulted, spit at, and actually left work. So I know what it feels like to not be accepted. I know it uncomfortably well. I grew up in a hardcore Catholic household. I decided I will no longer go to church when I was 8. I decided I will no longer eat meat when I was 12. I've been an atheist vegetarian ever since then. And for me, this was just shaping myself. I haven't had it bad. You know, this is nothing in comparison. I have a very good friend that grew up in Belarus. And she's a lesbian. And one night she was in a Belarusian LGBTQ bar that was raided by police. Like 7 people were shot dead. Most of the other people that escaped fled the country the following day. She literally packed her stuff that night, fled the country and moved to LA as an illegal immigrant. I have not had these experiences. I never had to flee. I never had... The worst I had is that I was beaten, spit at, and had at some point someone waiting in front of my door and I just didn't leave anymore. And yeah, that is nightmarish, but if you compare this to what happens in Russia to gay people, what happens in many Arabic countries, I mean, there are enough countries out there where if you kiss a same-sex partner on the street, there's a good chance you will not survive the week. Whether it's a law, whether it's the community itself. So, yeah, I mean, even in America, you have places. A former colleague of mine lived in a very, very small North Californian city, and, well, her partner was black. Oh my God, yeah, nightmare, how could you? It's sad that we still, even today, in the year 2023, still live in a world where you can't be yourself everywhere. I am so happy that I live in Denver, that I live in a city that, if you ignore the Nazi furs that stopped Denver from happening once, is a very open city. I mean, yeah, okay, it's not a San Francisco, but I feel comfortable here. And yeah, it's like you said, I don't want to live in Belarus. I don't even want to live back in Germany where I lived. Every now and then my mom asks, well, don't I miss Germany? No. I am not even sure I want to go back for vacation. I connect so many just memories I'd rather forget about with it. From, you know, my dad wasn't very fond of my point of view. Let's just say it in the most gentle words. So there is nothing there that I miss. And it's a very long conversation now at this point. But it brings me back to exactly this, to your heritage, to your name, to just what it means to still identify with where you came from. I've dropped it all. I've dropped my last name. I've dropped my first name. Today I go by a completely different name than I was born under. I've often considered that if I would apply for a job today, I don't think I would mention my German name anymore. I think I would push for changing my first name at this point, officially, because it's not me. So, yeah, I know...
Insulting.
No, right, that's why I paused, he's talking. So yeah, it's... Getting back to it... It hit home, hearing what it meant to you. Because I wish I had that. And that's why it's so important that we develop our own character, that we become who we want to be. Drop anything you don't like about yourself and improve it, become someone better. you don't have to be the person that your parents want you to be. Hopefully, for many of us, we won't be. Be a furry, be who you want to be, and if that changes on a daily basis, so be it. Be gender fluid, be race fluid, be religious fluid, I don't care. Enjoy it. And if you want to be an airplane today, God, that would be interesting. I mean, I'm already cold. I don't think I would take the upper atmosphere well.
Anna grimly made it clear to Talia and the perplexed Evil that pulling back would not be an option. The giant hammer
This
had
is
to be
bad.
destroyed.
We can't stay here. That thing has to be destroyed. After analyzing it deeply, I've discovered a great weakness.
Throw something through the 2-meter-wide cooling vent to destroy the reactor.
What? Nonsense! The thing is standing right there, so we can smash it to pieces.
Oh, why did I expect sophisticated tactics when I'm hanging around with bloodthirsty, not exactly intelligent evil creatures?
Yeah, with your name, I mean, I don't want to, you know, bring your name up on stream. But yeah, it would definitely help pronouncing that in German. Hey, I don't have to fit into a cockpit if I become an Airbus, okay? I think the last one I became, the last airplane I became on every stream was actually an A380. I'm sorry. I'm a big boy now. Oh. Wait, you removed the S from your last name's ending? I mean, have you ever considered just changing it? I mean, there are a multitude of ways. I just married a cat. That was my way to change it. I found myself a cat whose last name I liked, and I was like, that's mine. And now I have a cat. Exactly. Jakey, 150 bucks.
That's where
For-
my dwarf troop was trapped.
Oh god, and there are
You found
more.
them. I wasn't looking for them. All right, men, tear the dungeon apart.
This is... I really don't like this. Like, every time I expand something, there are more people. I mean, what's allowed in your state? Because I know in many cases you can literally just pick whatever you want, and if it's not insulting, you'll get through with it. But I know in some states that's a bit more limited. In Germany, for example, in Germany, no chance. There is no way that you would be allowed to do that. In Germany, the only reason you are allowed to change your name is, say, if you have abusive memories with it. Or you really need to bring a really, really good argument. Yankel. I like Yankel.
He's not gonna get up.
Yankel. How would you pronounce it as an American? Just Yankel? Probably. Yankel. I don't think it's too bad. But I'm weird. Oh yeah, speaking of Avi's airplane transformation, I am currently working out what I want to do to my people once I have affiliate status. Because obviously we gotta stick to the whole glitchy theme. So I'm currently working out a database on how I can glitch you all up.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
Can I upgrade twice? I don't have mana. That will do for now. Yeah, I mean, I feel hesitant to say a word about that Eternal because obviously I don't want to reveal why. So I don't know if that is meant to be common Sandor lore. Yeah, but not the full, is it?
Payday.
Yeah, I don't think it's in there, but I suppose it's... Yeah, if anything, at least call him Little Nicky. Yeah, here's a question for you all. If someone calls you by your birth name, do you like that or do you not? Like, if I come in and I just call you by your first name, is this what you go by? The name on your ID? Or... Like, this is one of those questions that I always have for people out there, because... I mean, yeah, I don't call Kit Kit once we're alone. Even though I have started to do this more and more, because it's just, you fall into this pattern. So I suppose there is this big question, like, what does Avi call Seda when the stream is not live? Do you call him Seda or do you call him by first name? Like, this feels really weird to me, because for me, I'm leaning more and more towards just calling him Kit. It's like this has become who he is, and it's just become more of his personality. I need more gold. I'm in general, I don't call people by their first name. I suppose a bit of an insider that not a lot of people know about me, which definitely adds to the anxiety. I am facial blind. So if I look at a person, I do not recognize the person if I have seen them before. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's at this point, Seda just... Also, I've been told I never know if I should say Seda or Seda, or... I know that he uses Sega or Sega. Sega, god damn it. Sega? Seda. Seda. Oh. It's like I cannot pronounce his name. I apologize. I will butcher it every time. I have tried so often. Harbus. Harbus. Like, I always want to call him Arbus and Harbus and Arbus. It doesn't work in my head. And I think it has something to do with the fact that... Oh yeah, let's not call him Horbus. But...
And again, the exploratory evil dug up a few trapped dwarves. Obviously, getting trapped while digging seemed to be the order of the day around here.
Okay, where are the dwarves? Gotta kill more dwarves. Right, down here. Oh, there. Yeah, it's just I'm not good with pronouncing foreign words. And to me, names are foreign words. Yeah, I don't call people by names if I can avoid it, mostly because I am facial blind. To give you a wonderful example of how that works is I once started a job for a small company.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
I spent all day in the guy's office. We talked about the work and I signed the contract, and And then I left, and the next day I walked up to the office, and he opens the door. I'm like, hi, my name is this and that, I'm here for such and such. He stares at me and he's like, yeah, I know, we talked yesterday. And those are the moments where you just, oh god, I did it again. This is kind of where I am. If I recognize people by their voice, by what they wear, by their hairstyle, but not by their face. I just don't see faces. I've watched TV shows for years and then suddenly find out that one of these actors also plays in another show I've watched for years, but I never recognized it. Yeah, I suppose with a Korean heritage, the last name always becomes a bit more predominant in the naming. It's always something I thought was really interesting. Is it... I mean, yeah, I grew up in Germany. The worst we do to our kids is we just attach all the former fathers' names to the first male son. So if you're the first male son after 15 generations, then you have 15 first names. And one of each of your grandpas before. That's the worst we do, and even that has come completely out of tradition. And yeah, I'm always fascinated by stuff like names, because it's just interesting to see how each country, each society developed so differently in that aspect. I mean, if you go to, the Norse countries and you go to Norway or Finland, and you suddenly have Michael Stevens' son, because, well, he's Stevens' son. This is also something appealing about that, about just foregoing your own last name and just taking over your father's or mother's first name as your last name. I know that's a thing in America also, for especially, well, it was more a thing that, how was it? Married women would take over like the maiden name as a second first name or something like this. So if your name was like Judy Smith and you marry a Miller, then like Judy Smith would become a first name and Miller a last name or something. That was some really weird thing. I just know that Kit's grandma went that way, so he could probably explain that better. But yeah, I've always been fascinated by things like names, because I love development, I love sandboxes, I love just, yeah, exactly, that's surprisingly common. And if there's one thing that I want to be able to do one day, is just turn on a debug mode, click on something in the world, and learn everything about it. I want to... Why did I not mine you? Yes, serendipity. Very masculine name. But I mean... Serendipity. What would be the nickname for a male serendipity? I can't come up with anything, because you can't say Seri, Dippy. There is no way to make that cute. That name is Seren? Yeah, no, it doesn't work. It's just... I once made the mistake. I mean, I suppose it wasn't a mistake in retrospect. I'm actually really happy I made that. When I started at a shop, someone asked me what name I want to go by. I said, I don't actually care. Just call me whatever you like. I was called Betty for 2 years. And it always annoyed everyone at that work that I don't actually care. That I literally just
have entered the dungeon.
Didn't give a damn that everyone in the company called me Betty. And I think that was a very early revelation that in retrospect should have been a lot more obvious. Betje. I like that, betje. That sounds very Dutch. Actually, it sounds Hollandish, not just Dutch. That T-Y-E, T-Y-I-E is very Hollandish, like Antje. So I said, was it pronounced Betje or Betje? I don't know Lithuanian. I just know that in Hungarian, the ch would be closer to a Betje. So, yeah, she would have actually called Betje in Hungarian. Well, we're not gonna get more science and we're gonna keep getting attacked, so I think we just gotta go. This game is really bad for my undecisiveness in getting going. Because I feel like I will just permanently be on a defense until I suddenly remember that I actually wanted to attack someone. Ah, yes, I need to scavenge soonish. But we have about half an hour left. I mean, I will finish this mission. That I will definitely do. Now that we have research, we can go back and get a few more units. Because... yeah, I would want a few more before we go and grab these over here on the left side. So let's increase our unit count. Let's just get it up to not necessarily max. Yeah, I should make a T. I think that's the one downside about my new 6 to 9 streaming hours. I get up at 5:30 a.m. I stream at 6. I haven't had breakfast yet.
It's payday.
So, I mean, at least it's good for diet, I suppose. But yeah, I am now moving my breakfast until after the stream and until after the doggos had their walk. Because the babies always come first. Oh, look at there's a Naga called Kenny Wes. They really do this whole artist equals Naga thing. Yusu. Yusu, a citrus fruit. An East Asian citrus fruit. I've seen it. I don't actually know what it tastes like. Yeah, I should make a good tea today when I come back. I'm a huge tea drinker until I'm not. That's kind of how it always goes. Like, I always start making tea on a daily basis. And then at some point I just forget that I wanted to make tea on a daily basis and don't do it for like a month.
There are enemies in your dungeon.
And then after a month, I suddenly got like, yeah, you know what? Tea.
Ow!
So I suppose this just turned today into a tea day. Though I usually like my sweet teas. I like my matcha. I like my
Sure showed him.
well, I mean, I do like a large variety of black teas. Who doesn't? I mean, who doesn't? Who actually wants to wake up? Nope. 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 Nope.
What do you want me to do?
I screwed up my inability to drink coffee. So here's a fun story for you. I screwed up my inability to drink coffee. Years ago, I worked at actually the same place that I had the issues with for marrying a same-sex partner. I worked in a place that had free coffee. And I kind of grew addicted. At a point, my average intake would be 4 to 5 mugs filled with espressos.
Reconsider your
Espressi?
deeds. You can still turn back. No one need die today. Except these disgustingly evil creatures.
I'm just gonna pause here. I hate when it interrupts. But yeah, I was at like 4 to 5 mugs of espresso a day. So we're talking about like 30 cups of espresso. And then one day I got so sick. I ended up vomiting out coffee. I ended up feeling so miserable. And ever since then, ever since I smell coffee, I get sick. So I suppose no coffee for me.
Perhaps, but
All tea
certainly
now.
neither Grimly nor you.
This bloke is more stubborn than those phone marketing people who are always trying to get me to buy some shite.
I too think that we should maybe rethink this. It is now time for dwarves to die!
So yeah, if you ever thought you can't overdose on coffee, no, you can. I overdosed on coffee. And oh my god, that is such a cute emoji. I'm sorry, but I just wanted to say I love Granate. But you call him Granite. It always throws me off a little since he's spelled so German. I always want to call him Granate. Yeah, you kind of imagine that Kid and probably Shaky have the same issue. I mean, I don't think it's a secret what it means in German, is it?
Give your orders.
I think everyone has heard a German soldier yell that in a World War II shooter at some point. I mean, now I have to ask, since you're in the chat anyway, is there an origin behind that name? Like, I don't know, World War II pilot, anything? I'd be curious where that name came from. Because, I mean, as far as I know, that's the name he had when you got him, right? Oh. Yeah, that would make sense. I can definitely see that reference.
Give your orders.
But yeah, he is such a good floof. It's like every time I see him, he looks so cuddly. I wanna snuggle him. Oh! Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So I cannot pronounce Japanese words for the heck of me, but I suppose that yeah, I can visualize how it's pronounced in my head. I just think if I would try, it would sound very bad. But yeah, he is a god. Every time I see that face, I just wanna squish that face. If we ever meet at a FurCon, and we have to meet at some point, and you see a green hyena frantically running towards you and waving her arms, just don't run away. Because I will chase you.
Enemies have entered the dungeon.
No. No, I'm not even sure Eternal wants to go to Manchester.
So much for your death hammer, Grimly. Did we break your toy? Are you going to cry like a little baby? Boo-hoo-hoo.
You'll pay for that. Don't be giving yourselves any medals yet. The Dwarven Empire will strike back. Of that you can be sure.
We could still solve this peacefully. You? Now? Really? In my moment of triumph? There is nothing you can't ruin, is there? Sorry. Holy crap! You're even good to me! Sister, you have some real issues. I have to go take care of a Dwarven king and tear a city apart. Follow me to Steelsmith!
Oh, don't worry, Avi. I'm actually surprised you're doing more than just lurking. But, I mean, as someone who literally watches whole streams while at work, I know the feeling. It helps. It just helps getting a little bit of a distraction. Yeah, now that I am actually a fursuit owner, I mean a partial. Let's not hype it more than it is. It's a partial fursuit. I'm definitely looking forward to visiting conventions. I mean, living in Denver, as I mentioned before, the airport here is dirt cheap. I can fly to anywhere in the States for like $300. So there is zero excuse not to go to a con. The only problem I have is I have no idea how to get the fursuit there. So I'm really not looking forward to figuring out how to get the head into an airplane without any damage. Let's get more units. Yeah, that's all we need. And then we can just flood the overworld. Yep, Kiku. What's a Kiku? Oh, yes. An animal onesie. Love it. And yeah, Denver usually has a FurCon. Denver. It formerly called the... Was it the Colorado Fur? It had a very specific name. But yeah, it actually has a rather uncomfortable history because we have a whole bunch of Nazi furs in Denver, which is a term that shouldn't even exist. Like, hey, what are you? Yes, I'm a wildly accepting furry. Also, I hate foreign people. Yeah, they are mostly north of Denver, but they are very aggressive. They are very well known, and they made threats against Denver up to the point that Denver was cancelled. So that's something I have to deal with here. But outside of that, we're gonna have one in August that I'm really looking forward to. That will be my first fursuit con, so that is a huge thing for me. Still gotta mount like a little head fan, and then I just gotta figure out what I'll do. Like, you know, those questions that you never have until you have a fursuit. Like, am I gonna be a mute furry? Am I gonna talk under my balaclava and heavy hat and mumble at people, or am I just gonna be part of the mute furry culture?
Hey, Sally.
I actually don't know.
Really think I didn't have another race up my sleeve?
All I know is I am looking forward to it.
It will tear your dungeon apart. Move it, men.
Another one of those things?
Wait, where's the...
Ah, damn it all anyway. Get ready for impact!
With a kaboom, the second death hammer hit on the ground and sent its destructive waves toward the dungeon. The dungeon heart groaned under the blow. This death hammer also had to be destroyed quickly in order to save the dungeon heart.
Just to make sure nothing happens to my poor little hammer, I also built an SLD-26 magical tower shield generator. So knock yourselves out.
Generously, the foolish Dwarf King Grimly revealed the safety mechanisms to the listening and taking notes evil. Before the second Death Hammer could be turned off, a team would have to land on Endor. I mean, the eager for a Star War evil had to destroy the magic shield.
Right then. First,
I see.
We'll destroy the magical tower, and then Death Hammer number 2. No problem. We're good at breaking things.
The having a look around evil's army had discovered a stone heap. Just a little brute force, and it would fall into the ravine to form something like a bridge. Computer game logic.
Oh shit! Oh crap! Oh god, no! No, wait, I don't have spells. Oh my god, Well, I'm dead. That went well. So, I hope you all had a wonderful stream. Flop.
The accustomed to losing evil's dungeon was but rubble and ashes. Grimly once again laughed heartily, then set about digging Talia out in order to make slippers from her ears. But we don't need to show that, and gratefully fade out.
Okay, that voiceover was nearly worth losing. Oh wow. I'm not even angry. I'm not even angry. That was 100% deserved. I knew it was getting attacked. I just ignored it because I thought I could just get out, and I didn't even have spells unlocked to improve, to get back in time. But that's fine. That's fine. Yes, exactly. That 100% agree. That was a typical villain blunder. Oh. That was great. I love it. That's what happens when all you cute beans distract me so much. It's kind of difficult to concentrate with having probably some of the best people on Twitch here. So thank you. That was good. I love that. Also, just to remind you, no, I think we can officially say that this version of Shaky, not cute. Not cute. I feel like we have to do something to clear. Yeah, I should have totally been prepared for that. So just imagine that I am totally prepared for that. I'm prepared. Where? So much scrawling needed. Okay, I failed. I wanted to pull up either like Avi's or Shaky's or Eternal's character sheet, and then forgot that those are all on the Twitter feed and not in the Discord feed. So, oh boy. So let's just stick to that. I wanted to clean your eyes with something cute, but that won't happen. Yeah, I think it's a good enough time to call it an end. I don't think we need to start another level with as little time left as we have. Since I don't want to delay my dogs, they do want to poop. You know, it's not like I couldn't find yours, Eternal. I know it's somewhere. I just don't keep it in an easily accessible spot. So, well, thank you all. Thank you all for one of the most entertaining streams I've had in a very long time. Shaky and Evie and Eternal and Kit, and I know Karth is here, always lurking, always watching. I wouldn't be surprised if Avant Laws is here and lurking, probably very busy at work. We're having a big release coming soon. So, okay, yeah, that works. There, we just need to cleanse our eyes on something cute. See, if I had my hand tracker installed, I would pet your head, but I still haven't figured out where I want that placed. I want it in a permanent spot. I just haven't found a good spot for it. Yeah, no, cute. With a very boopable nose. Look at this boopable nose. Boop. Oh yeah, like I said, thank you all for coming. I hope you had at least a little bit fun. I made your Thursday at least a little bit easier. And yeah, just enjoy your day. But we do have some furries online that I'm sure would totally enjoy getting a little bit more people in, so why not pick someone I actually have never raided before? And Deep Rock Galactic sounds just perfect for that. So, if you've never heard of Raid Rio, let me give them a shout out. Looks like they are currently playing Deep Rock Galactic with a bunch of people. So yeah, I think that's a perfect one to rush in. Yeah, you're not a furry. Everyone knows Eternal is not a furry. You cuties. Well, like I said, thank you all. Have a most fantastic day. Stay amazing. And I'll see you all tomorrow for Blade Runner, the game by Westwood. Bye bye.